Welcome back. Off camera, I've assembled the first of the new shock absorbers and springs. It's not a job I enjoy doing. It's potentially very dangerous. In fact, I'd go as far to say it could be lethal if you get this wrong. So I'm a little apprehensive, but I'm going to do the other one on camera. Let me just pop this one out of the way first. Okay, so we've got a brand new spring. And here we go. Let's just open the box. A new shock absorber in here. There we go. Now, this shock fits straight through the centre. There we go. And then what I need to do is compress the spring enough with the spring compressors. Which way around do I do it? That way. One on either side. They're a bit awkward. Let me just take the shock out. Because the springs are so small, the head of the ideally both coils. No, one side of the coil will fit in both of those loops. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. The spring's tight. So if you try to get both in, neither of these is seated and it'll almost definitely fly off. So what you have to do is just sit one and then sit one the other side. Where are we? And then we use a second press, one on either side. But unfortunately, you can only get one of the arms on, which is a bit of a nuisance. But whether you seat two or just one, what happens is they don't tend to stay straight. They tend to sort of slip sideways. Let me show you. The spring will stay straight, but because the coils are on an angle, it tends to want to follow as it goes under tension. It wants to follow. So one will go down and the other one will come up. So it twists. So it's quite often, instead of the press being completely straight, it's almost at 45-degree angle, which is a bit disconcerting. But as long as it's got a decent purchase here and here, it can't actually. Well, I suppose it could. No, not really. It'd be very difficult for it to. It goes from straight to a bizarre angle, but then it starts to dig into the spring, and it's not easy to fly off. But nonetheless, it's a very stressful job. Now it takes 4 or 5 minutes to sort of set both spring presses up, and I'm actually using folded bits of cardboard just to protect the spring and the paint. From they're new springs. I don't want them looking rough, and I don't want them getting exposed to any air and rusting. So I'm just using little bits of cardboard just over here. And then but obviously this slows me down. So I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to set both up and just put a little bit of tension on, but with the cardboard, just to save, messing about and filming for 5 minutes. I'm just going to pause the camera now. Okay, I've spent a few minutes and they're not under any particular tension, these presses. I'm just manoeuvring it very, very carefully, very gingerly, making sure it's got really good purchase before I put any tension on there. And to begin with, you can turn it by hand. Not terribly difficult. But of course, once it starts to be turned by the spanner, the energy is huge, and you do not want to be sort of in the firing line if one's going to fly off. It's quite a stressful job, if I'm honest with you. Let me just pop the gloves on. Not that they'll save me if the bloody thing does fly off, but I'm pretty sure I've managed to get very good sort of purchase everywhere. And I'm just going to turn it with a ratchet. Just turn the camera slightly. There we go. I shall move myself. That's a better thing to do. There we go. I'm not going to do all this on camera because it'll probably take me 10 minutes to wind it in. You just do a few turns on each. Make sure that the tension's nice and even, and without wanting to put my eye under it too much, I need to just be absolutely certain that it's rolling. Here we go, bloody thing. It's rolling round. It hasn't got any tension on it. There we go. Okay, I need to be absolutely certain that it's still got a good grip. It is a horrible job. I really do not like doing this. But, you get the idea. So I'm just going to keep pressing, and I need to press quite a long way. This piece here needs to be pressed to about there. So we're looking at about, 100 millimeters. There's a lip just inside here. I need to get that lip so that I can actually seat the collet right inside the lip. Once again, I'm going to pause the camera, and I'm just going to continue turning on camera, and it might take 10 minutes, so I'm not going to film the whole process. Okay, I've been winding for around about 10 minutes now. I've got the microphone wire snagged. It's quite a lot of tension and energy contained now, and the springs have been pressed quite a long way. Now then, let's just see if this is the cup. Let's see if that goes on far enough. Not quite. No, we need about another 10 or 15 millimeters. So let me just pop that down. Actually, honestly, it's quite a stressful exercise, this. I do not like doing it at all. And it's just a case of going very, very slowly. Keep my face well out of the bloody way. If this flies off, I do not want this in the face. Okay, let's just have a look, see if the cup fits now. Very close. Still a little bit of way to go. I tell you, I'm just going to pause the camera again because this is going to take us quite a few more minutes. Right, I think I've got this pressed enough now. Off camera, I've put plenty of copper grease around the cup and on the inside. So let's just slide the cup into place, and it sits. There's a lip. There's a lip inside there. It just sits over that lip. Now we'll take one of the collits. I'm going to put plenty of copper grease on this too. I don't want any seizures in the future. Who knows if I have to take these out again, but I don't want any sort of seizures. They were a complete nightmare to remove because they were fitted in the factory clear without, they were just shoved in. They weren't covered in copper grease. Right, let's just pop the collet in the top, and I'll try and, here we go. Has that gone in? Yes, that's gone in. Let's just try and slide it round. Now then, let's just, will that slide? I'm just trying to do this with my face out of, I can't really see. I'm really looking in the camera to see what can be seen. The shock absorber is just slightly crooked. I wonder if I dare. Yeah, let's just push that slightly. Come on, actually I need a little bit more tension. Damn. Okay, let's just turn a couple more turns of. Honestly, it's such a stressful job, this. Yeah, the potential for disaster's high. If anything falls off, contains such energy, could do so much damage. And I wouldn't want that damage to be to my face or my head. But here we go. Come on. Just trying to slip the collet around. Oh dear, do I need this in more? Yes, because it's deep enough. It's just the shock absorber sitting slightly crooked. Come on. I daren't manhandle it too much. Let's just see if the collet goes in the other side. I need to grease it first. Yeah. Yeah, forgive the anxiety in my voice, but this is just not a job I enjoy doing for obvious reasons. It's potentially just so dangerous. And once I've got this second collet in, the danger's eliminated straight away. Come on. There we go. Is that in? It's just about, yeah, it's in enough. Right, let's just release the energy, release the tension to sit on that collet. There'll be a bit of a jolt, a click as it all starts to seat. Same thing, you have to undo it evenly. You can't just sort of rush this job. A couple of turns on each side. There we go. That's just my arm banging on the door behind. Oh dear, come on. There we go. Is that? Yeah, they do look like they're seating okay. Just try and angle it to the camera so the camera can see the collets. And I am expecting a bit of a boing or a click or a snap or something as the collets sort of. Hang on a minute. There we go. Go on down. There we go. Okay. Yeah. As I said to you, I've already done the other side, and it went reasonably smoothly. But I just find it such a terribly stressful job. Now then, yes, they are seating, and it hasn't clicked. The other one clicked and banged into place. I can actually see the collets on the inside as well, so I'm pretty sure they're in and they're doing their job. Yeah, that feels. I think that's it. Let's just, yeah, I can unwind these by hand now. Oh, that's brilliant. There's one off. Let's the other one off. What a bloody job. But there we go. It's nice, and I'll wipe off all the excess. We can see the collets. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. That's not going anywhere. And now they're ready to go on the car.